Encouragement Officer at I Follow the Leader. And I am here for impromptu, this was not scheduled, episode 53 of Conversations with I Follow the Leader, Courageous Choices, Grit, plus gratitude. For those who are listening to this episode versus watching, I want to set the scene because I am not in my usual office space with the gold background. I am actually on vacation in an Airbnb. I am in Conway, South Carolina. It is the end of my vacation and I will be heading back to Durham. However, I wanted to talk to you all about a situation that occurred and hopefully provide some encouragement to you. For those who are listening and not watching, I am wearing a headband. I am wearing some very tropical looking earrings. I have a sweater that says out of office. It is actually beaded as well. You know, I like to add a little bit of my personality. And I have on some pants from actually one of my favorite designers. She is a Black designer and her brand is Fee Noel, and Target had a line. Behind me is this little faux fireplace. I put the purple rocks. You can actually change the colors. And to go with just some courage candy theme, I put the purple rocks. I have courage candy here. My book, 6 Months of Courage Candy, consistently cultivate courage to reach your highest potential. If you do not have a copy yet, this is the perfect time because we are almost, it is hard to believe, but we are in June. So at the end of June, the year will be half over. And so July 1st would be the perfect time to start 6 months of Courage Candy through the end of the year. Why are we here today? I want to share a story with you. Often when we go out of town, my husband and I, we will bring our dog because he is very special and he has a lot of different things going on. And so it's hard to get other people to watch him. We typically only have my mother-in-law watch him. She's nearby. However, she was going to come on part of the trip. And so we decided a lot of my immediate family is staying at a hotel, but they do not allow dogs. And so we said, great, we're going to get an Airbnb. If you know me, I am a bit type A and I love to plan. I also, when I'm going on vacation, for me, it's really a time where I want to be relaxed. And it's also a time where I want to enjoy and just have some new elements. I am a planner, a hostess. I really like for the environment to be peaceful. And so we decided we wanted to stay, we were going to stay on the beach on Myrtle Beach. And so we weren't going to have our usual comfort level, etc. And that was okay. However, when we pulled up to the Airbnb on Sunday in Myrtle Beach and we went in, my senses started going off. I did not feel great about it. And then we proceeded to see not one hole in the wall, literally, but another huge hole in the wall. There were exposed nails. There were all these things going on. Some of the dishes looked like they hadn't been cleaned in years. And it was just one of those things where you go, I want out of this. However, right, I was trying to be positive. We had just brought everything into the place. We had gone to the grocery store right before and had all of these groceries. And then I realized, even though I thought this was a good decision, and what looked good online, right? It had all of the best pictures. Obviously, right, maybe when they got done with the place before some people had messed it up, I'm not sure. But all of the pictures online were those glossy, right, kind of Instagram versus reality photos. And I realized very quickly, there is no way we can stay here for 5 nights. It was going to be my first family vacation with my immediate family in so many years. My niece and nephew are 4. So first family vacation they're going on with just everyone involved. And I just realized like this is not going to be good. I don't want to be upset the whole time. This doesn't look like how it should. Airbnb should cover this because it is not advertised as it actually is. And so what I proceeded to do was call Airbnb, and the first person told me, they can come fix these things. And I'm like, there's literal holes in the walls, right? All of the stuff. It's just too much. It's too much. It's too much. And if I would have just stayed with what that person told me, which was they're going to come send maintenance people. And also, what happened was we were supposed to meet my family for dinner. So we were missing like the first family dinner as well because of everything that just happened. And so I talked to that one person, and then I talked to another person, and then I talked to another person. And how a lot of places work nowadays is you cannot get in touch with a supervisor immediately. And so I was told it was going to be a wait. And I just really believe in grit. And so, in the 7 attributes of courage, which is my personal definition of courage, you can go to ifollowtheleader.com/framework or antoinettamosley.com/frameworks to view the 7 attributes of courage. And the G in the 7 attributes of courage stands for grit. And I believe if we want to be courageous and if we want to reach our highest potential, we are going to have to be a little gritty sometimes and a lot gritty the other times. I count this as a little gritty. It was annoying, but I had to just contact multiple people and not let them kind of shoo me away that it's going to be okay when no, this wasn't as advertised. And it was something minor, but because it was so many things, I haven't even talked about the people, the next door neighbor partying. I guess it's senior beach week or something, and so it was just like, yeah, this is not going to work. This just isn't going to work, and so I had to be a little gritty. And what ended up happening was we were able to get refunded after about 2 hours. And just kind of being on hold / waiting for a supervisor to call us back. And so we got out of it, but that meant that we also needed a new place immediately. So we have all of this stuff, groceries, our dog, me and my husband, and now we're in Myrtle Beach, right? We're here, we're ready for the family vacation. We needed to leave our place. And so I go back on Airbnb and I start searching. And there is a place that is about 30 minutes away from where my family will be in Conway. And I'm like, I don't even know if these people are going to answer. I think by that time it was probably 7 p.m. Yeah, it was about 7 p.m. On Sunday night. And so, like, I don't even think these people are going to answer, but let me try. And for me, that meant let me try and also let me pray. So, let me say a prayer that this is going to work out. It's all going to turn out for good. Let me pause, let me pray. And I've been gritty, and this is going to work out. And so, I'm already going to give some gratitude and just thank God for working it out on my behalf and on our behalf. And so what happened was the owner of this Airbnb wrote back, and I was so excited. And so they said we could come. So we went, we said hi to my family so we could at least see them that night, just kind of hugged them in their hotel parking lot. And then we drove to this Airbnb. Well, this Airbnb is a new wedding planning venue, and they have a cabin, they have a trailer, and then they have like 2 tents. These are all little separate places you can stay. And we were able to stay at the cabin. This cabin, y'all, this is where I am now with this faux fire. If I go over this way, you can see this beautiful fountain. Let's see if I can test this out and do this right on camera live. Alexa, turn on fountain. So y'all, like, this is where we ended up staying. So we took a situation that we had literal holes in the wall, and turned it into this beautiful situation. And I just want to use this story, which is a little silly, a little funny, a little sad, because we're like, where are we going to stay? You can't just go to any hotel when you have a dog. Um, we turned the situation using grit and using gratitude into one of my top 3 to 5, probably three, one of my top 3 favorite Airbnb stays ever. And so if I would have just given up, if I would have just said, this situation is horrible, these people lied online, these photos don't look like what they are, but I'm just going to be discouraged and miserable, I would not have gotten here. And so the courage candy that I am going to send out tomorrow, you get a sneak peek if you're listening now, says, often the discouraging moments lead to the best decisions in life with a bit of grit and a lot of gratitude. I want to encourage you. I talk to so many change agents and leaders who are in a situation in their life right now and they're not happy. They're discouraged. They may be tolerated versus celebrated. They may be paid less than they should. They may be just treated poorly, right? They may not be respected in their workplace, etc. And I just want to encourage you today, with a little grit and a lot of gratitude, you can turn your situation around. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be convenient. However, if you want to live your best life, you're going to have to do things maybe you haven't done before to get new things. This experience has been so beautiful, even to the point where when we did the hard thing and when we got out of the situation, and no, we did not plan to stay in Conway, we planned to stay in Myrtle Beach. But when we opened ourselves to new possibilities and new experiences, what it led us to was this beautiful, right, cabin. They call it a cabin. Obviously, you can tell it's pretty nice. It looks like a home. But what we experience on the other side of that disappointment and discouragement was something we couldn't have even planned or prepared for if we tried. We likely wouldn't have ever decided to stay in Conway when our family was in Myrtle Beach. However, on this property, right, it's gated. When you come in, there's like only a few other people who are staying here. Like I said, there's 2 tents and a trailer. So it may be, I don't know, 8 other people that are semi nearby. And then those who own it are way up away, but there's beautiful trails to walk. There's kayaks, there's canoes, there's a grill, there's a fire pit. And the neighbors who are right over yonder actually have horses, and surprise, surprise, they have peacocks. And so this is the first time in my life I've seen peacocks just out and about. And so the peacocks actually come onto the property that we are on. And so we've been able to see 2 of their peacocks. We've been able to see them with their feathers up once, which just, I can't even imagine that. If you would have told me you're going to go on vacation and you're going to stay in a cabin and see peacocks, beautiful, the male peacocks are the ones that fluff up their feathers. You're going to see peacocks for the first time, and you're going to have a faux fireplace that you're going to be able to relax on, and a real fireplace outside. And this one actually warms up too as well. You're going to have a fountain, and you're going to be in peace in nature and just feel a sense of calmness. You're going to be able to sit on the deck in the mornings and listen to the sounds and see the birds go by. And you're going to get to, right, see a tortoise walking down the pathway, etc. I wouldn't have believed you. And so often on the other side of our discouragement is something better than our wildest dreams. We stay in a lot of Airbnbs. And so for this to be my top three ever is a pretty big deal. Don't take don't take for granted that on the other side of it, inconvenience or discouragement could be something wonderful. But the really important thing here is the action steps. And so I had to have the grit to not only just talk to one person, because that first person wasn't really willing to help me. They were willing to give me 10% off one night. Someone else told me I would not be able to get it refunded. And I'm pretty gritty and I'm also competitive. And so if you tell me no, I'm not going to be rude or disrespectful. But if something is right, and if something we have the Airbnb cover and I have the pictures, then I am going to fight for what's right. Don't give up so easily. Often people, especially in workplaces, when something doesn't go their way, or someone treats them poorly, they just give up. You deserve to be celebrated, not tolerated. Sometimes it's going to take more, right, to get what you need and to advocate for yourself or others. However, it is worth it. If more of us were willing to be gritty and also show gratitude, the world would be so much more a better place. I've been so grateful to those who are hosting us, and so we had a little get together for my mom, and we brought them cupcakes. Right? We saved them cupcakes so they could have them for their family, just as a token of our appreciation for being grateful and what they did for us and letting us book last minute, very last minute. We booked an hour basically before we got here. Our dog's happy. He's walking out now. Maybe he'll come say, hey, Remy, come here. No, he doesn't want to come say hi. He's like, why? He doesn't like when I'm on work calls. So he thinks this is a work call, likely. And so I want to challenge you, not only in the book, but for those who are part of my text community. I like to do courage contemplation prompts and challenges. And so what I did this week, I actually focused on gratitude. I thought it was really appropriate after getting this Airbnb. And also, it is one of the topics that the community voted on. So I'll often put out votes, and so I thought it was just beautiful. And so I just want to share what I shared with them, just some quotes about gratitude that hopefully encourage you. I believe that courage is a choice. And so this quote, I believe, goes with that statement and sentiment that courage is a choice. And this quote is by Zig Ziglar. When life is sweet, say thank you and celebrate. And when life is bitter, say thank you and grow. Another one of my courage beliefs is that we need to choose courage, because the alternative of not choosing courage is choosing complacency. And so this quote, I believe, encompasses courage over complacency, and it's by Ann Voskamp. Every breath is a battle between grudgery and gratitude. Give thanks and you win joy. The next one is a courage contemplation prompt, and it's actually from Charlie Brown. What if today we were just grateful for everything? Right? What if we were just grateful for everything, even those discouraging moments that seem discouraging? How can we turn it around? How can we turn that darkness into light and that discouragement into encouragement? What I sent today for Courage Candy says, gratitude, used the word gratitude and spelled it out, is gracious response and thankfulness in today uplifts, delights, and encourages. And so that spells out gratitude. And I said, choosing gratitude will not only instantly improve your mood today, it will provide encouragement for tomorrow. And the challenge I gave those in the group was write down 3 things you are grateful for today or this week. And so I want to challenge you with that as well. I believe it's just so important. And I also want you to think about how can you do something for someone else. What is something you can celebrate today? Who is someone you can celebrate today, even if you're having a discouraging moment? What post-it note can you write up and just with gratitude notes to yourself? Can you send someone a text just letting them know, I'm grateful for you today? I'm really grateful I was able to attend the last CEO call in the series. And so I'm just so grateful for that group. It's a group that I usually wouldn't be in. I was one of the only Black people in the group, if not the only. I know on today's call and in many calls, I've been the only Black person, but I think there may be others who are in the group. And so to be around CEOs who, right, are of a different race and all across the country has been really helpful because often I wouldn't be invited into those spaces. It is the only space like that I've been invited into. And so I was really grateful and am grateful because in that group, I did feel psychologically safe. I shared my authentic experiences, and something I shared with the group today, because everyone was talking about the past 3 years. A lot of them have been in the groups since COVID. I came into the group about a year and a half ago. And a lot of people talked about kind of, right, George Floyd's murder, which was now 3 years ago, and progress and hope, etc. And I was able to share, I'm so grateful for those who use that as a catalyst for change and have improved and learned more, especially in the United States, about equity and about justice and inclusion, etc. And I'm also disappointed. We are now in a place and space and time where books are getting banned, right? Books that are by Black authors, books that are by Jewish authors, etc., and sharing our experience and others as well. So those in those historically underrepresented, or you'll hear me say, like Arlen Hamilton says, underestimated groups, people in those underestimated groups, right? We're getting book bans and DEI right now. People are politicizing it, and it's just really sad because DEI is not politics. It's about people. I'll say that again. DEI is not about politics. It's about people. If you take the words diversity, equity, and inclusion, and you define each of them and look at the core, it's about treating people well. It's about ensuring that people feel that they can belong in the space and have equal access to grow, to thrive, to be courageous, to reach their highest potential. And so I will link to a video, a testimonial video I'll share because I did a recent training at Georgia Tech, and someone out loud in the room, and then I got them to do a little video, thanked me because they said it has become so political and their viewpoint of what DEI meant had actually changed. And so they were very grateful to come and have a talk that was about courageous conversations and psychological safety because they had never experienced that before. And that is what DEI is. We need to have more courageous conversations and teach people how to be courageous, teach people how to be a little more gritty and how to go through the uncomfortability of the conversations of people sharing their authentic self, right? Really important. And their authentic opinion about our organizations is also really important. And we need to then thank them and celebrate them for being honest and transparent and kind and showing candor and telling us how their environment and their situation is. I really appreciate you all listening, and let me know if you enjoyed learning a little bit more about me via this story. Hopefully you've learned I love fun Airbnb. So if you ever need an Airbnb recommendation for a location I've been to, I have a lot starred and I have a whole rating system, etc. So definitely let me know. I want to shout out those who own Laurel Oaks Estate. Thank you, thank you. Our family has so enjoyed it, and I will be back. This location is so beautiful. I am working. I'm working on a book with prayers and scriptures to accompany Courage Candy for those who, want a faith-based book as well. And so if you go to AntoinettaMosley.com/books, you can purchase 6 months of Courage Candy, which came out in January of this year. And you can also see more information about this like devotional scripture book, and that is going to be called Courage Candy: Scriptures and Prayers to Fuel Your Faith. And so for those that really want to also learn about how to reach your God-given potential, it's going to have it's going to be a great resource, and it's going to provide those looking for fuel for their heart, soul, and mind with an additional resource. And there will be scriptures from the Bible in there. And that's just another resource for those who may identify with the same faith. 6 months of Courage Candy is for everyone. It is a great resource for individuals and organizations, associations, etc. And so check that out, AntoinettaMosley.com/books. I hope you are doing great. And if you want to learn more about my speaking or having me come to an organization, your organization, and teach you or your team how do you have effective, courageous conversations. I just did that at Georgia Tech. I will be flying up to Wisconsin later this month to also teach about that. And then I'll be doing some DEI talks as well. And so if you're really looking for a presenter who's going to break it down and help to disarm those who think DEI is political, I am that person for you. I hope you all are doing well. I follow theleader.com, AntoinettaMosley.com, lots and lots of resources. Please sign up for the blog. Connect with me on LinkedIn. I always say connect versus follow because I want to connect with you and learn from you as well. I hope that this week and this month is joyous for you, and may you choose grit and gratitude every single opportunity you get. I am grateful for you. Thank you for your time, for watching or listening. And please, please take a few moments and let me know if there's anything that encouraged you or really resonated today. Always appreciate hearing from each of you. Thanks so much and see you soon. I am going back to my out of office. Bye, everyone.